violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the BlackGenZMindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
A man has died after being shot yesterday afternoon. Savannah police say it happened around 5:30 inside a home on East 64th Street between Habersham and Abercorn. The victim has been identified as 25-year-old Dustin Walter.
Well, follow up now. Savannah police say a man was accidentally shot and killed by a toddler earlier this month.
So guys, this is happening more often than not. People are getting taken out by kids because the kids are getting access to these guns. And oftentimes in the South, people can be willy-nilly with their firearms, leaving them, you know, within arm's reach. And it's definitely a problem. If you got kids, you gotta lock your joints up or have it on you at all times. You can't be placing it down like it's your phone or anything like that. Gotta be more responsible because a lot of these kids, they're getting access to these straps and then boom.
Dustin Walters was shot at a home on East 64th Street on December 5th. He later died at a hospital. Police say the child, who is under the age of 2, found the gun and fired it.
Wow. Kid under the age of 2 already is aware of how to use a gun. That's wild. Under the age of 2, grabbed the strap and shoots pops on accident.
Department did not release more details. SPD is urging people to make sure their guns are secured and not accessible to children. Gun locks can be picked up for free from any police precinct. Well, follow up.
And that's everywhere across the country. These gun locks are you can pretty much pick them up at, they say, the fire station or the police precinct. So, hey, man, y'all might want to go ahead and do that, especially if you got kids, because these kids ain't playing with y'all.
And not accessible to children. Gun locks can be picked up for free from any police precinct.
A pizza shop worker turns the tables on a robber, shooting the attacker in the face.
Let's get right out to Steve Keeley with the latest on this one. Steve.
Well, this pizza shop also is open for breakfast, and the new owner has just opened, and he's coming into a mess, and he's got to clean up the great amount of blood. He was here last night, came with police to get the surveillance, and just in business, and he has to deal with somebody trying to hold up his 2 workers, a married couple, at night, and the married couple was ready just in case and blew away this robber, shooting him in the face. So here's where we are. We're right.
Wow, so this is in Philly, and people are on edge because the murder rate has increased substantially from last year. They're already at 500 murders, and it's not even the end of the year. And it looks like a brother tried to hold up this pizzeria, and they were not playing with him. So that's a win for the good guys, man. It's a win for the good guys. And hopefully more people start to take action and defend themselves. So these criminals know that, hey, it's consequences to doing what you're doing, trying to stick people up. Because apparently the person who shot him was a 14-year-old boy. And I told y'all, these kids ain't playing with y'all.
In a prominent spot, there is the brand new police headquarters in the old Inquirer building. We were just on North 15th interviewing the police commissioner a couple of weeks ago before Thanksgiving. And you'll notice to the left, across Spring Garden Street, 1 block away is the new CVS on the corner. This guy held that place up 944, then got greedy or didn't get enough at the CVS. Then
wow. So he tries to hold the CVS up. So shout out to AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's saying that the CVS's and the Walgreens and these places are not being held up, and there aren't smash and grabs and robberies going on. So maybe she can watch this video and see that it actually is going on, and these dudes are armed, dangerous, and not playing.
Comes across street, comes here at 9:47, holding up despite all the Philadelphia police as Greg spins around, constantly in this area right here. If Greg turns around completely 180 degrees, this is where Philly police are constantly coming and going. In fact, they are big customers of this place, since many of them now work just down the street on the left.
They stated that an individual came inside of the property and was committing a robbery of the pizza restaurant when one of the employees fired at least one shot, striking the perpetrator in the face. When police arrived on location, there was clearly a sign of a robbery because the cash register was open, there was money on the floor, and there was also some broken glass inside the store, and there was also a large amount of blood.
Well, Philly police matched up surveillance from both the CVS and Bold Pizza here to see the same guy in the same clothes doing the same thing, holding up both places. And then they followed the trail of blood out of the pizza shop, up North 15th Street, then up Green Street to Broad, then back down Broad, where it leads them to the subway. And in the subway, they...
Dang, it sounds like their whole stream is messed up. But yeah, Buddy was leaking.
Find trail of blood down the steps, around the corner, and see him sitting in blood with cash in his pockets and cash all around him. And they save his life by rushing him to the hospital. Last check, still critical. Alex, Thomas.
So the police saved the life of a robber, a man who was stealing from multiple places, the CVS and this pizzeria. The police end up saving his life. He's in critical condition, so he still might die, but I thought these police were out here killing us.
Really is quite the scene. I appreciate that description. It is 6:04, Steve. Thanks.
So, guys, here we go. I'm going to break down this situation here. We have Michelle Odinet, a judge in Lafayette, Louisiana, caught on video using racial slurs as they look at a home surveillance camera of a robbery that took place in their family home. So it seems like they're pretty jovial and joking about it. Obviously, it was a serious situation. But watch what she says, and then I'm going to break down the implications of what she is saying.
Mom goes, why are the lights on? When I pull up in the whip, they be saying, God damn.
Like, why are your lights on? They're like, pull up, pull up.
And Mom's yelling, nigger, nigger.
Oh, Henry, have a nigger. It's a nigger. Like a roach.
Look, I told.
Wow. So y'all heard what she said. The white man started. He was like, the mother was yelling the N-word. We have the N-word like a roach. That's what she think about y'all brothers in Louisiana. Y'all heard her.
Like a roach.
Look, I told. That's me. No, that's I came from the backside.
And look, he trips over the He trips twice. He trips twice.
So the guy who robbed him, he is like a 59-year-old man, I believe, which why brothers who are 59 years of age still committing robberies is beyond me, but it still doesn't justify their language. And you know, people will watch it and be like, well, the guy shouldn't have been robbing them. Absolutely. But she also shouldn't have filmed herself saying what she said. But this is what I'll say. If somebody robbed me, I would be saying all types of stuff about them. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be saying all types of stuff about them. Would I use the hard ER? Nah, I would probably use the A. Yeah, I mean, I would be like, man, this F N-word, this B-A N-word. I would be saying that type of stuff. I know myself. Obviously, if it's a white person saying it, it hits different. So they can't really say, oh man, you BAN word, you just robbed me, or you P word, N word, like how most rappers speak. They can't really say that, okay? But that's how some of them feel. Obviously this is a judge, so people would say this is an example of institutional racism, and you can't say that they're wrong. You can't say that they're wrong on this one, for real. Because if she's letting that roll off of her tongue, and then the white boy, obviously, you could tell he was just used to saying it all the time. Okay? So look to see a lot of her rulings start to get overturned throughout history, or throughout the next few years, because I think she's going to get fired. I think she's going to lose her position, because she obviously can't be impartial as a judge when there's this racial undertone the racial undertone of this video.
That's me. Kenny was standing. I'm the one that took him down. Kenny's just standing there.
He lied. That was his wallet.
Yeah. That's my phone where it fell out.
Look, Mom. The dude had a phone on him. He should have taken his phone and stolen from him, that fucking asshole.
And now I'm going to have a gun.
Go and get the gun.
Look, I wouldn't even be mad if they were just calling him an a-hole. Actually, I mean, honestly, me personally, I'm not mad. I really don't care. But I wouldn't be mad if they were just calling him an a-hole. But when they go crazy on the N-word, it's just like, y'all are really retarded, especially to film this. I don't know how it got out, but they slow. They must not understand what times we in.
The president of the Lafayette chapter of the NAACP has called for the resignation of Lafayette City Court Judge Michelle Odinet following a video being circulated of Odinet and multiple people being heard inside her home laughing and yelling racial slurs. Over the weekend, Odinets' family was the victim of an armed burglary at their Bendale Gardens home. Police were called and arrested 59-year-old Ronald Handy with 2 counts of simple burglary.
So this man is 59 years old, running into people's houses, ends up running into a city court judge house. They wrangle him down. They wait for police to come. And the judge and her family watch the video on the highlight reel. They watch the video on a highlight reel. And while they're watching the playback, they give some racist commentary, right? I mean, we can call it what it is. We can call it what it is. But you do have to understand the context. A grown-ass son brother tries to run up in their crib. They said he was armed. Maybe he had like a knife or something. But he tries to run up in their crib. And my thing is like, bro, you 59 years old. You a grown man. You somebody granddaddy. You don't got nothing better to do, bro?
He's currently in the Lafayette Parish Correctional Center on a $10,000 bond. Now, following the burglary,
Hold on. So, he is in jail on a $10,000 bond, so he can get out for $1,000, which isn't much, especially considering he just tried to burglarize somebody's home and apparently he was armed. He only has to put up 10% of that bail, $1,000. It's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Parish Correctional Center on a $10,000 bond. Now, following the burglary, cell phone video of security footage from Odinets' home has been posted on several social media sites in which several people in the video are heard yelling racial slurs during playback of the incident. Odinet apologized today and said she was unaware of what was happening after having taken a sedative.
So She's blaming it on the drugs. She blaming it on the alcohol. She said she was under the influence and she was unaware of what was happening. It looked like she was pretty aware, especially giving her detailed playback of her grandma saying, N-word, we have an N-word. So obviously she, you know, I'll go off the limb and be like, yeah, shorty racist. She's racist. Okay. She's racist. And she should be fired because that was, for one, it wasn't not only racist, but it was just careless. Like, you know, the times we living in, and you out here just flinging the N-word around on a recorded video. Maybe she didn't think it would hit social media, but it did. Somebody in your family exposed you. So, she should be fired. They're probably going to replace the judge with, you know, a sister who went to school for sociology or theoretical African-American studies degree. And all will be made well.
In an email from Odinet, it reads in part, quote, anyone who knows me and my husband knows this is contrary to the way we live our lives. I'm deeply sorry and ask for your forgiveness and understanding as my family and I deal with the emotional aftermath of this armed burglary.
And the problem with what she's saying in this email is that y'all were laughing in the whole video. Y'all were laughing. It was as if you took joy in, you know, apprehending this burglar, this old man. And these are the OGs that they want y'all to follow, by the way. These are the OGs that we supposed to, man, that's the OG. You know, we supposed to respect these OG criminals, but that's neither here nor there. But they were laughing in the video. It shows that they weren't really that traumatized, or at least how she's trying to depict it.
End quote. President Michael Toussaint of the Lafayette NAACP said in a statement regarding Odinet, quote, hate in any form cannot stand and must be condemned. She has confirmed that the video was in fact taken inside her home. One would think that as a sitting judge, a mother, a community leader, a person in position of authority, that she would have stepped up and have taken a stand against that type of language in her own home, end quote.
Yeah. I mean, but then again, at the cookout when Cousin Ray pulling up and saying, nigga this and nigga that and that, like, we not condemning that at the cookout, so we may have to keep it consistent on both sides. Obviously, we know that brothers can say the word and white folks can't. I get that, but you know, we not checking Cousin Ray and Cousin Pookie when he pull up to the cookout talking all types of ways in front of the kids, or Auntie Shanita when she talking about how this person clapped the cheeks and this man did this and this man did that with her. So, I mean, we got to keep it consistent if we going to do that. But all in all, what I think is they're going to look at every single case that she ever ruled on, and they're going to see which ones can be overturned. Like, this is going to unbuckle so many different problems in Louisiana. Every case that she ever ruled over could be, it could have the potential for an appeal. Every one. At least the ones where a brother or a sister was convicted.
Stand against that type of language in her own home, end quote.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
so it is what it is.